Good morning. Welcome to Salary Board meeting for the County of Bucks, June 7th, 2023. Call the meeting to order. I do not believe there's anyone signed up for public comment. So we'll move right to the agenda. First item is, technically third item is approval of the minutes from April 5th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions, comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, salary board actions. Let's see, let's take a look at, we have a couple of things, just title changes it looks like from the main jail. So I see Mr. Kratz is here somewhere. We'll start off with you, Mr. Kratz.
Good morning. Pretty simple request. All we're asking for is the 5 positions for drug and alcohol treatment training program specialist. We're looking for a name change to drug and alcohol program specialist. Training's been in there for a long time. There is no training component to it, and we were approached by the people that hold that position to see if we could simply make the title change.
Okay. Any comments or questions? None? Okay. Is there a motion to approve items 1 through 10 on the commissioner's list?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Let's stick here with the commissioner's list. Let's see, Parks and Rec has some changes that seem pretty simple. Ms. Nagel?
Good morning. So some simple changes, just as we review our department and our services. Looking to change recreation supervisor, cultural arts to supervisor for recreation services. There's 2 positions there. We're looking to change the historic properties manager to the historic resource manager. And we're looking to change the title of resident naturalist to naturalist for 2 positions.
Okay. Salaries all staying the same, everything else is the same.
Yes.
Any comments or questions? No? Okay, is there a motion to approve items 11 through 20 on the commissioner's list?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's see, clerk of courts is up. Hello? Morning.
Today we're asking for a title change, basically from project supervisor to clerical supervisor, and a slight increase in the salary cap to align that position with the 2 other current supervisors.
Okay. Comments or questions? I know this has been kind of up. It was, on the list for the agenda for a while. It'll be off again. So I know I've talked to Mr. Paston. I'm assuming other people have talked to Mr. Paston as well about this. So there's essentially, we have 3 supervisors. All with this will roughly make all their workloads equal in terms of the people they supervise and everything else.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Comments or questions? See none? Okay. Is there a motion to approve item 1, 2 on the row office clerk of courts agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving down the list here, we have courts. I see Judge Bateman, I guess, is here for that.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Our request is, I just want to say at the outset, a one-time only request, and that is to recognize our non-union employees who have been with us for 3 or more years, similar to what the district attorney did and to what other county positions or other county offices have done. I think through some arbitration awards and contract negotiations, those individuals were given a stipend or an increase, and the non-union court employees were overlooked, and we just want to request that they be given the same treatment as the other employees. We supported, or I would have supported those other measures had I been given the opportunity, and I'm not suggesting I should have been, but I think it was a good idea. We all went through the pandemic. We had employees who were very loyal, who remained with us, And as we all know, we've been having trouble finding qualified people to fill spots or vacancies that have resulted from a variety of reasons. And we just want to make sure that we have those employees who have been loyal to us stay with us, and we want to recognize what they've done and how important they are to our role in the courts. And I point out that we've been, since I've been president judge, and I can only assume maybe Judge Finley before me, we've always worked to stay within the budget. We've been under budget each year. I know there's perhaps a calculus that we don't always agree upon in determining how much we're under budget, but we've been significantly under budget each year. I've been president judge, and we've estimated that as of now, we're about $1.5 million under budget. So once again, this would be our request for a one-time only stipend for those employees who do not receive any type of compensation previously.
Okay, comments or questions for Judge Bateman regarding the proposal?
So I guess I have a few comments. I don't really have any questions. First of all, in government, we generally do not reward people for showing up to work with stipends. And the courts were closed during COVID, so it certainly doesn't strike me that it works like the jail. I think the juvenile detention center probably needs some attention. So it would make sense that you'd be asking for a stipend for those front-facing people. I appreciate that there's some extra money in the budget, but we need that money over on our side for capital projects and other things. So I'm thinking that's what we do with it. Certainly, if there's that much money, we could do a tax rebate to the taxpayers. I don't think they'd be real happy if they thought that there's extra money, so we just decide to give people bonuses. I would suggest that we table this and that you come back to specifics like juvenile detention. I look at this and I think the fact that the letter that accompanied this suggested that there's like a $3 million savings every year in the court's budget is not really true. That's a structural thing that happened because of COVID. But I also will say some of that probably has to do with the fact that children and youth and juvenile probation and different courts have done such a great job in this county that we aren't placing juveniles out anymore, and we are saving a lot of money. And I appreciate that we'll probably be able to remove that money from the court budget next year and move it over to capital projects. So it's drawn my attention that there's so much extra money, but I would like to keep it here, and I would move to table this to come back with something that's stipends that are more appropriately related to people who worked through COVID.
Well, just a point of clarification, Commissioner, if I may. We were open during COVID. Our people work from home. Many of them work remotely. For example, judicial assistants work from home for each one of us.
But that's why you don't get the stipend, because you worked from home. It's front-facing.
You know, I've always thought that we've had a good relationship and we can have a dialogue. This was done for county employees for the district attorney's office. The courts were open. We remained open. And I think that if we're going to treat people, they need to be treated fairly. And I don't believe that our non-union employees receive the benefit or the same benefit as other employees, and that's the reason, one of the reasons for the request.
Well, unfortunately, a judge made that decision, not us on the unions. That was awarded in an arbitration. We opposed it and did everything we could to not let that happen. But we can't then go ahead and just give people stipends. If you feel that that award has hurt staff and that you need to do something, then it comes forward in the 2024 budget. That's when you bring that up. If you're finding compression issues, I would come back to salary board with that, along with specific people who did not work from home, who were front-facing employees like the Juvenile Detention Center. So I would make a motion to table this till the next salary board.
All right, I'll second the motion to table. There's no discussion on table, so there's a motion and a second. All in favor of tabling this item? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
No.
Opposed?
Okay, I just want to say one other thing, that it is important to me that the taxpayers know that this money could come back to them, or it could be used for capital projects. This is not an appropriate use of taxpayer money.
Any other comments or questions regarding the court's salary board item?
Yes, I would like to respond.
Sure.
Thank you. I just wanted to add, in my humble opinion, that this is actually a wise spending of taxpayer dollars in that we are not giving raises, which affect the the pension fund, and ongoing through years and years. The county has given many, many raises in the past 2 years, which is ongoing and forever, under the guise of we need to retain people, we need to retain talent, we need to obtain talent, and, due to the cost of living being so high and, the current economy. This, on the other hand, is a one-time only. It's not a permanent raise. It's not ongoing next year. We don't know what the economy is going to bring next year. And it also doesn't affect the pension, not in the way that a permanent salary increase would. So I would make a motion to approve the court's, I'm sorry.
It's the only item they have.
Yeah, the only item, the retention stipend per the attached list.
Any motion made? Any other comments?
Yeah, are your district justice, the clerical staff included in this?
Yes.
Okay, because weren't they closed during COVID as well? And I don't understand, I know lots of people who are applying for those jobs, so it's not like there's a retention issue or anything. The district attorney issue is something completely different than this. It's a whole different animal. I don't understand why you're doing this. And I honestly, we have a number of capital projects that could use this. I think you have some problems over there in the courts that we could fix with this extra money.
Any other comments or questions? All right, there was a motion. Was there a second? Or
I'll second, if not.
motion made and seconded for the court's position or court's item on the salary board. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you just?
Next item is register of wills.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am here to request a position, a level 3 position in my office. The position is a inheritance tax agent assistant. I have the explanation laid out before you in the paperwork. I have 2 positions retiring this year, both 5Bs. This position is coming in currently. I had 2 certain dates for the retirements. They were still postponed. I'm asking for this position to be approved. This position coming in now, even though those positions haven't retired yet, they were postponed, but will replace one of those 5Bs. They will be replaced at a 3 and a 4. I've already gotten union approval for that. All the details of that are laid out in the paperwork that I presented before you.
Okay. Comments or questions for Ms. Bobrin regarding her item?
I just have one. It's just a question, only because we're already in June. I believe that you said, correct me if I'm wrong, that your budget will withstand your request, which I applaud the forward thinking. But my only question is, upon the retirement, are these 2 planning on planning on retiring before the end of the year?
Yes, they both have, they actually had certain dates and then postponed it, is my understanding. I mean, obviously, I can't predict the future, but they are indicating to me they both will be retiring in 2023. I also have 2 per diem positions open that I'm not going to fill. I anticipate an intern for the summer will handle one for about 10 weeks, but I'm not going to fill those per diems either, so that I continue to have room in my salary budget
Okay,
to handle this, yes.
thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve item 1, register of wills item?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Last item is Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Aaron?
Good afternoon, fellow members. I'm just here for a title change from office supervisor
to administrative specialist.
Okay.
I make a motion for the title change.
What, okay.
Second.
I, was a little bit, from my understanding, was a little more than a title change, right? Wasn't it more about, isn't it sort of a job change, changing a little bit of what they're doing?
Yeah,
as a new
maybe.
person?
So after a year and a half, I'm observing different functions of the office, and the office supervisor position is no longer, it was actually being done by somebody else. There was another position that I kind of needed, some duties that needed to be filled that weren't getting filled. So instead of creating a new position, I eliminated one and created a new title. The prior office supervisor is no longer with the county, so it's not an addition of new personnel, it's just a title change and responsibilities change.
Okay. All right. All right. So there was a motion and a second, correct? Right? Yeah, okay. Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. If those are all the actions, any other matters come before the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.